don't you just hate it when you do a video and you know it's fucking so shit and like you didn't get everything you wanted into that allotted 10 minutes? Don't you hate it when you know that's happened and then you have to do it yet again and just say the same shit again? Oh well, I'm gonna do it. Right, it's Q&A time. Thank you for sending in some great questions. Like the 4 people that did it. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. I might do another video today, or it could be No Way Out review if I get to see it. But yeah, Q&A time from Dante One Savage. What did you think of the invasion angle? The invasion angle, it was a shame. That's what I think of the invasion angle. I mean, it had some potential to be something good. You know, something like that could get the whole world of wrestling talking and just be like quite a big story. And in some aspects, it was a big story, you know. But the way they just utilised the wrestlers, like coming from WCW and slightly ECW, it just wasn't right, really. It just didn't set the world on fire like it should have. I mean, they should have made more of an effort to get like someone like Sting, like whether it be like spending money or whatever. And oh yeah, they could have done a lot better with Booker T and Diamond Dallas Page during that first year or two. I mean, Booker T did like survive it. I'll have to say that much, but I think he could have been a lot bigger star in the WWE if like they made him more hotter from the off, basically. And Diamond Dallas Page, I didn't like the way he was used. I think he could have been doing something a lot better within that angle. You know, he has like that charisma that would have been great in WWE, and it's just a shame like how these things happened. Although like there has been some like good matches and some alright pay-per-views that came from like that invasion angle during that year. Like just like the success of RVD following that was good. You know, it was a factor in helping RVD get over, even though he's just so likeable in the first place. It didn't really matter. But in those aspects, it had some good things. But overall, like they could have used more money to like bring in people like Ric Flair, maybe Goldberg, you know, and like maybe have an NWO thing from the start. But maybe I'd rather not. I could have lived without NWO and WWF, to be honest. But yeah, the invasion angle like didn't serve its purpose like it should have, but a few good things came out of it, which is okay. Um, what should WWE do with its failing tag team division? I think it should just be one set of belts defended on all brands. I mean, even if they did that, I'm not sure if it would be like tag team wrestling back to the golden age, like the late 80s, and the well, I can't really call it golden, but like the Pretty Wicked, like kind of triple threat feud between Edge and Christian and Dudley's and the Hardys. That was some good stuff in tag team wrestling. Um, yeah, they should like have one set of belts. Like let it be defended. Let there be matches between tag teams on all brands. Like it shouldn't be restricted to one brand. And like Miz and Morrison, yeah, they're on like every brand anyway. You know, like have them be the tag team champs and just have everyone after them, and it would just build everyone up that they need to. Because some of those tag teams, you just see them as single stars that are there till they're ready to be single stars, like Miz and Morrison and Priceless, for instance. You know, and to some aspects, maybe the Colognes, although like I think they're like great as a tag team. But yeah, it's just have one set of belts defended off all brands, I think, and it would just make it a lot better. And also like have some purposeful feuds, like for the like within the tag teams as well. They could do this. And they've tried to do it a bit with like Miz and Morrison and Crime Time or something like that, but you know, they could like be doing it a lot better. Just like give them a chance to shine. You know, have one set of tag team belts that like every tag team wants to hold, and maybe set some good feuds between some of the tag teams too. That's all they need to do. It's so simple, but yeah, like has been documented before, Vince McMahon isn't a huge fan of like tag team wrestling anyway. But if he sees money in it, then he'll go with it, you know. Um, but like to see like the potential in it, they've got to like let all the tag teams have a chance. Like so, just do that. Okay. Um, which wrestlers would you most like to see be a tag team who never have? Basically, who is a dream team for you? Oh, I can't really think who never have, but ones that would be rare. Um, I think Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels would have been interesting to see what kind of dynamic they'd have teaming together if they were like a serious tag team. Macho Man Randy Savage and Kurt Angle, just like a pair of crazy guys, like they're pretty different to each other. But I think they could have like played off something well with that. Um, Takeshi Morishima and Samoa Joe, I think could be a really frightening tag team and just pretty brilliant. Alright, next question from KC Legendary. When do you see MVP becoming WWE champ in the near? I see him, like, I think he's got all the tools that is cracked up to be that, and he could have may well have been that last year if they kept his momentum going, you know? But I think, like, he needs to be put in longer matches and, like, just be tested out to the waters. He's got all the ability, but he just needs to be thrown out to the waters, like have like parts in main event matches looking strong, and like just be tested slowly. Maybe even get drafted to ECW, win that belt, and like do well on there. Then like get drafted to like Raw or something, and like have a feud with John Cena as a heel or something like that. I could see that happening with MVP. Just something like that would be good. I'm thinking within the next 2 years would be good to see MVP as champ. I'd like that myself. I'm a fan of his. What company do you think is better between ROH and Noah? For me, that's hard to say as I haven't seen a lot of Noah in the past few years. And the Noah I have seen has been like with wrestlers that appeared in ROH. Although I saw like Muhammad Yoni or someone against Takeshi Morishima, and that was an okay match, but it didn't really do it for me. I know there's a lot of better stuff in Noah. I've seen some great matches between Kenta and Bryan Danielson on Noah, but yeah, I can't really answer that one. Obviously, I'm like quite into ROH, but not like that regular. But if I get a chance to see their TV show every week, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to that, seeing what they can do with it. Um, yeah, cool. Extreme Dave 2006. Who do you prefer, Mr. Perfect or the British Bulldog? Two great wrestlers, in my opinion. They, I don't know if they're like really that different. They both kind of sound quite similar sometimes. Well, I think Mr. Perfect wins it in that capacity with the selling. I don't know, to be honest. I think they're like just pretty awesome. I mean, I was a big fan of Davey Boy as a kid. He was pushed huge here in Britain. He was pushed up there with Hogan and Warrior, pretty much. As is, look, I'll show you some of this set. Probably seen this, but look. I was like, oh, Warrior, Hogan, Legion of Doom, and Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog. Yeah, he was big. He was merchandise, and he had some great matches. The one with Bret Hart's a classic. Some of his matches with Owen and with Shawn Michaels were great. Mr. Perfect was just brilliant. Although, to be fair, it's Better Bay Part 2.